Hello and welcome back to City Skylines with me, Neat, and we are back in Venice 2.0, which is our city where we're trying to recreate Venice within the remits of the new City Skylines base game, where the buildings are, we are limited. Our best bet of buildings are the EU mixed, which are probably the most accurate buildings, but we have had to put in some high density, which is, I suppose, not 100% realistic in the game. Now, in the last episode, we built up the second main island and another smaller island, trying to play about with that medium density demand to make it look more lived in and have a residential district. And we've also zoned out this island on the right for shopping, but as you can see, we've got demand for commercial, but nobody wants to build there. So if we look at our colours, the desirability for it, all the roads are green, but it's not looking like it's a great place for commercials. So we need to think, compared to over here where there's parking and things and stops, it's just not looking brilliant. Now, another thing I have done off camera is I put in a subway station, which you might be thinking, that's not very Venice. I've got an issue in that the boats are limited to quite big, these huge ships, literally ships is what they are. Which obviously Venice, you couldn't have ships going around the tiny canals. And I originally made this island with, I know it looks terrible from far away, but with little canals. So as much as I would love to make our main source of public transport boats, I don't think it's going to be possible unless somebody can make a mod with tiny boats. And the other limitation is the smallest waterway is still huge, which means we'd have to completely reconstruct the whole island, which if we've got smaller boats, I've got no qualm in doing, but it's I don't think it's going to be obtainable. So I've kind of cheated a little bit and put in a subway on the shopping island, the main island, the second island, and our touristic area, just to try and, I suppose, help fizzle out the traffic issue, because we have got traffic problems. Venice is a pedestrianised city. Basically, people drive in to the first island where there's train stations and things like that, but then after that, your option is to walk or take a gondola. So I was trying to, I guess, simulate that. So we have an issue with traffic just on that basis. And the other part of our issue is actually we've got trams which are very, very busy and very, very full, but it means, look at this, we've just got standstill traffic where people are trying to leave, trying to get in, and they're all trying to get into certain car parks. In fact, what I'll do is make some of these further away ones free, in the hope that it encourages people to go to the ones that are further away, because they're pretty empty. Likewise with this one, try and really encourage people to use the ones that they might not think they should use. Equally here, we've got some empty ones around here. Knock them all back, make them free. And hopefully that might help with the traffic flow. I'm not so sure. Because right now we've got all these guys not really going anywhere because these guys are trying to get into this car park, which isn't full and people aren't leaving. So I'm a bit curious why they're not moving. Okay, they're moving now. Maybe there was a slight glitch in the matrix on that one. But anyway, we're a bit stuck there. So that's kind of where we're at. I just want to do a quick recap of how our city's doing. So hospital-wise, absolutely fine and dandy. People seem happy. People seem healthy. Garbage-wise, we've got an issue with garbage. I've put in temporarily a recycling centre on our touristic island because it was so far away it wasn't getting its trash dealt with. Fire-wise, we're okay. Police-wise, we're okay. Administration-wise, we are okay. I don't actually think we've got any of the administration buildings that's under police. So we've got... No, at the moment we don't have a welfare office, we don't have a city hall, we don't have a central bank. which I think would be useful to put in. And then public transport, we are doing fantastically. We've got 38,000 people taking public transport against 32,000 people living here. So amazing, amazing job there. Mail, we haven't really tackled mail. And our telecom is absolutely fine and dandy. And our leisure so far is okay. But we do, as I said, the commercial area is really not booming. The desire is not brilliant. It's just nothing's growing in. And I'm thinking it's because it's not a desirable location. So what I'd like to do, just having a little look at land value. Yeah, so trying to improve land value, because you can see over here, that's, you know, pretty good. Yeah. Where the touristic area is good, over here is good, mainland, you know, it is what it is. Our company profits, you know, again, it's not very good there, so we need to work that area. And have we got any unemployed people? Let's have a look. We've got 6.9% unemployment, which it could be better. We could work on that. And then everything else is good. So what I want to do is make this area built up. Try and encourage the shops to actually start building. So I was thinking, what better? In the centre of town, I would expect, you know, a welfare office, a city hall. They could maybe all be somewhat close to each other. I feel like that's not unrealistic. Either there or maybe near like the touristic area, but I think it would be... I'm thinking of like London, where it's in like the centre where there's shops and businesses, I guess. So I'm kind of tempted to put him in over here. But how? Oi! There's crime? Why is crime on the rise? Let's have a little look. Where are we dealing with crime? Crime percent is 1%. Just because one place has got a crime problem. Oh my god, you guys. They're big nuisances, aren't they? Look at that. Oh, I've got abandoned buildings for sure. Okay, fair enough. Well, that is what it is. Sorry, boys. Just demolish them. It's fine. It's fine. Right. Without further ado, let's make this area actually nice. Now, you probably saw me having a little fiddle with this, trying to connect this to this. Basically, once you put water in the middle of things, it's a nightmare. For whatever reason, I'd have to basically get rid of the water, connect the land, put a road. It's not impossible, but it's a bit of a ball ache. So I'm going to leave it for now because I can't be asked, but I will do it. So let's have a little look at our administration buildings. So first of all, we've got a welfare office, and it's big. We've got a city hall, it is big, and we've got a central bank, it is big. So actually it's probably going to take up, they're going to take up a lot of this area here. I think if we get rid of that road first, and we just have a think about where we want it to sit. So let's go welfare office. So you're not the biggest, you're freaking huge. So if we just pop him in there first, quite modern but nice. Can you fit opposite maybe? If we got rid of some roads, changed it up a little bit, you could do. So if we get rid of you and slightly tweak up this bit, City Hall. Does that look decent-ish? It's not bad, is it? And then there aren't any extensions for either of them. And then you've got the welfare office, which I'm hoping could just like slot in maybe there and put a little path down the middle. Yeah, I think that looks pretty decent. And then we just need to connect our public paths up, which is again going to be a little bit of a nightmare. What is that all about, eh? There we go. And then we could possibly put one like that. Oh. What's gone on there? Putting a weird gap in. Strangers. There we go. So there's that. That all connects quite nicely. And hopefully that's going to improve the land value. That's my thinking. And that kind of does go. You've got the old with the new. There are some historical buildings. What are we dealing with? Glass Crown. Ooh, that's cool. What are you? The Grass Crown, a round terraced residential building. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Then we've got some commercial buildings. So we've got a Villa City, which might scoot in quite nicely. Like, say there. Yeah. Muscle car garage. Not for here. An auto centre. Probably haven't got cars for it. A marketplace. Ooh. A large marketplace can handle rush hour. I don't think that's probably for here, but maybe the touristic area. That could look really good. We've got a fashion square. I mean, why not have a fashion square? I mean, you don't look very fashionable, to be honest. An activity plaza. I mean, there's no harm in having a few little things dotted about. Just where do we want to sit them? It's always my problem. It kind of feels like something you would have fairly central, particularly actually opposite a little subway, so you can come out and go immediately to the activities. Oh, that's cool. That would be a cracking building. If I could fit you in. You go with that. That's cool. It's a shame you don't attach to anything. That's like my problem, is like that just looks, it goes with it, but then it's like it goes nowhere, you know? That's it. It doesn't connect to anything. It's just kind of in the vicinity. Cool. So we've basically got a couple of things that we can put in place with regards to, like, a marketplace would be really good. Got loads of industrial things. Farmer. That's cool. Offices. We've got a few office space buildings, but again, I don't think you'd have offices next to all the... Well, I suppose if you've got the city hall and that, this might be an office and shopping hub. Is this helping build anything yet? Not particularly. It's like we've got commercial demand, but not the commercial demand that I want. Okay, fair enough. I understand. Right, let's pop a little path, because that's what I wanted, a little footpath down the middle. There we go. Little tiny footpath, that's cute. You know, cargo ship, nice. Go on, buddy. How much have you got in there? 398 tons. Good for you. Yeah, I think we could go for office buildings. So, we've got the Principis. The companies working in this modern office building not only make sure that justice is served, yeah. Trying to think, where would you squish? I don't know whether that's quite... We can move it anyway, I'm sure. Maybe. No, that doesn't quite... Oh, I have to delete it first. Fine. I think maybe actually he could fit in next to the fashion centre. Then we've got Coda Park, which, again, equally, there's a particular era of building, isn't it? We've got to think about what fits in without causing, like, too much strain. Yeah, so those go next to each other, okay? We've got this one, the Encase Serum. And what do you look like? See, you kind of look like you might fit in. Yeah, so you kind of do look like you might fit in around there. or maybe a bit more. Sorry, I'm going to move you. Sorry, guys. Maybe. Just trying to think. Somewhere nearish, but not too near, if that makes any sense at all to anybody. Yeah. Like round the back? Or would you have a little park round the back? I don't know. I haven't. No, I think actually I was right in the first instance. Sorry. We'll get there in the end, I promise. Maybe. It's just whether we need to streamline it a little bit, like move him along one. Not even letting me move him along one. Damn it. Never mind. And then you've got these huge big ones, which I think are just too ridiculous. Like, for this bit, they can go in the other bit of the city, you know? So actually, I think we've utilised most of what we can here. Yeah. To kind of help with the development. We just need to make it pretty now. So we haven't put in any parks. We've got this place that's moaning about no customers. Well, you'll get customers, I promise. We've got a tram line that comes down here, actually. I don't think we do. So, without further ado, we've now added a tram stop, so that should help. We don't have any buses at all, because we don't need them. Train-wise, we don't have a train station because we don't need it. Yeah, we are okay. So, and the subway we've got, and the boats, even if you wanted to stop in here, actually he could do, 100%, we could easily maybe find a way to connect him. Somewhere along here. But I think that would cause more mayhem than it's worth. So we're just going to leave well enough alone and hope that this builds in. So because we've got a load of shops, I will pop in a couple of random offices as well. But I don't want loads of office space. So if we just be a bit more selective with our zoning. And then we'll just see what grows in, really. It looks like they're going to be ginormous, and we're going to have to bring it down a peg because we don't need that big. I love that little spin-off bakers. I'm high rise, I promise. Like, are you sure though? Wow, I love it. Look at it. It's all growing in, kind of. This area is not fully grown in yet, but it will. I think the problem is we haven't got enough jobs, I think. It's not desirable. Maybe. That's what I'm telling myself. Yeah, we've just got a lot of not enough customers, and it's like, well, people don't want to move in. That's not my problem, is it? Good, it's looking good, apart from this bit not building in really at all. Trying to build in some massive offices. That might be why, because I haven't fast forwarded anything. Right, I was going to put in some parks, wasn't I? So, we've got this whole area that is just, you know, quite nice. Oh, that's ginormous. Yeah, I'm going too big, too big. We've got a little plaza. Could fit one in around the side. We've got the city park, which is nice and ginormous. Looks quite pretty. Doesn't really fit anywhere. Not unless I make room. But no, look at these office buildings. They're just too, in my opinion, that's just not Venice. So, sorry guys, we're going to have to change you for low. I'm sorry, you're just too big. We will let that grow in. Our demand for commercial is actually pretty ginormous. So here's hoping. I don't understand why it doesn't want to build here, but it's got to. There's no choice. You have to build. And fingers crossed we'll start to get some trams and that come down, and that will help fix our issue for demand. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, they give you some shops, why not? I mean, if we look quickly, we'll just, you know, it's saying it's just not the best environment for it, and I'm just trying to think, how do we boost that other than parks and adding in some more low density offices? But then the low density offices are like proper low density. So like, yeah, that's not right either. Okay, we're stuck. We are absolutely stuck. 2x2s? So yeah, I think we might just need to do some whack-a-mole actually, and not completely diss the office space. It's just making it, yeah, neat and tidy. Anyway, we were back at parks. Now this park is just too ginormous, I think, to really fit anywhere and provide value. Got a large playground. You could fit in near an office. That's not bad. We've got like this little city park, which I think could fit in quite nicely next to everything. And then if we put, you know, a little path, it's not going to connect properly, is it? No. The eternal issues with bleeding, yeah, what's it called? So there's lots of workplace availability, and hopefully that's going to rack up the desire. I don't know whether we do add a little bit of living in here. You know, some people do live in tiny places, you know, in more built up area is what I should say, not tiny places. Some people live in tiny places, I've heard that. Yeah, we could certainly do that there, and we could certainly use that one there, like that one. Just a couple of select little areas. Yeah, I think that's going to look quite nice actually. And luckily we've got lots of demand for yeah, offices. Even though we've got lots of demand for commercial, nobody still wants to be there. But so office space, it doesn't really say what's desirable or not desirable. Industry, nowhere near here is desirable. Commercial, it's looking like, you know, the mainland is more desirable. But, you know, you're just going to have to deal with it. We'll have to put a few houses in maybe to make it more accessible. Or like a pedestrian path. It's probably not going to... No, it's definitely not going to let me there. Could you do a pedestrian underground? Can you actually? The answer is yes, but no. I was going to say, is that the way around it? Yeah, and I quite like this waterfront here where there's a mixture of parks along the edge. I don't know whether we do something similar on this side. Let's just fix some of those trainy issues. There we go. And whether we can do some tiny little, you know, we've got sports parks, we've got outdoor gym, you know, tourist attractions. We've got an observation tower that's ginormous. We've got a water park. Make it desirable. A little community swimming pool in the centre of town for the people in the middle of the day. Actually, that's not the worst idea. You know, to have a little place for people to play and do some stuff. We could have like a little, for people after work, they can do a little bit of stuff. The rich people, when they've finished working in the office, could do like a little, you know, maybe 3 tennis courts and miss that area. That looks quite cool. Then what else have we got? We've got an outdoor gym, To be honest, I think that would suffice, and then we can add in some more little tiny offices. And then we've got this space here, so I don't know if we kind of prettify. That, so that's a little area. Whether or not we could, can I? And you know, this will all grow in. There will be lots of shops in the near future. It's just going to take a minute to make it all nice. And then we've got this main bit here. Whether or not I can get trees all the way down it is another question now. Age-old challenge. But we could do like a pedestrian path. You know, connect it all up. Yeah, because that one's hedged as well. The welfare office is as it is. We've got an ability for people to drive if they really want to, but no one's going to. And then we've got all this demand for like high rise and things like that. Cool. So the only thing that's really stopping the development of this area is there isn't any space for people to live. And if we look on accommodation, there is this strange building that's almost space agey. That's just so ginormous. Like, where would you go? Never mind, I was thinking we could probably squish one giant place for people to live in somewhere, but actually I think that's going to ruin the feel of it. Equally, those are just too big. We've got some of these little, you know, whether or not you can get away with like a tiny old street. I don't know. I think we'll keep this all industrialized, maybe slot in a couple of, just because you would expect some people to live around this area, wouldn't you? So, you know, I've got no issue with just slotting in a couple of little high-rise homes around. And we'll just see if that might grow in. Look, it's like office central. That's all people want is offices. That's all they want. So, see how many people came off. So we've got a few people coming off. A few people coming off of here. That's not bad. This has now been bought by a company. What company is it? Just says Activity Plaza. But it's been bought by somebody. This one? Yeah, that one's been bought by somebody as well. Fashion Square. And hopefully that's going to improve demand and this whole area is going to look really nice and built up once it's all grown in. We'll see. We might have a few issues. So the other thing I want to do whilst we're waiting for that to grow in is actually make our university area look nicer. We have got an upgrade, but I don't think we need to upgrade it, and I think it's going to mess with, yeah, what we've got. We've got that college, our university and our college are doing really well. Whether or not we need a path around the outside, probably not specifically, but if we go to university, we've got quite a few. We've got the elementary school, college, university. Oh, they're huge. Never mind. Bloody hell. Ooh, put that there. We've got a research centre. Oh my god. Oh no, you're not that big. Okay. I was gonna say, you are freaking ginormous. But we've got a geological research centre which could 100% squish in here somewhere. So we could shove that in there. Got a telescope that could 100% squish in. Oh, he's not bent. He's fine. He's fine, everybody. He's not bent. He's not bent, I promise. These ones just ain't going to fit. So what I want to do then, we will look at the two extensions for this. So we've got this extension and we've got a nice courtyard. The courtyard's just not going to work unless we extend out to there, which we don't need to. But this fits in pretty nicely, and in fact we can have 2 of them like that. And then, because you can see there's a path situation, so next we just need to make sure that these are all key walls. So we've got right, so that should all be okay. Now what we can do, and actually, do we want to key wall this island as well? I don't know. I think we might leave it as a grass island actually. So we want to now come in nice and tidy, not too crazy, and just tidy up that bit of edging. Now we've got a wall that goes all the way across, and then I'm hoping, oh, what we can do is do like a little bit of a park, really, was my hoping. So if we do a nice squiggly line, just in case people want to turn around, and then we can make it all pretty with trees. So we've got some nice scattering of trees, just get a nice mixture of bushes. And when this all grows in, hopefully it'll look really pretty. The other thing that you could potentially do is like the campfire. Whether or not actually that might even be better than what we've got down here. Let's have a little mess about, shall we? I know I've just put a load of trees down and lined the whole area, but here we are. So if we bring the road out enough, oh, let's upgrade it to pedestrian road. We don't need that. Will he fit? No, not yet, but he could fit if we can just... And then just making it kind of look a bit more natural with what trees are already in there. I think we've kind of done that anyway, but yeah, so now we've got a whole kind of campsite area that people can come to, and there's water in the middle, but that will dry up. It's fine. So the university students can go camping on site if they want to. And then we've got this whole campus, and obviously people have to come in. There's nowhere they can live. And I'm thinking, obviously you've got the whole area around and people can travel in, but some people will want to live there. So I'm thinking if we could come up with, or use the alleyways, and have a couple of areas for people to, I suppose, live really, but we'll make it really kind of old school, make it really narrow. There we go. We might need to mess with the zoning a little bit, because what I was wanting, this one's not done right. Let's see if we can rezone it. Yeah, not quite what I want. What I would like is A, get rid of that. I mean, that's not the end of the world. We can do with that. But what I want to do is put in some of these cute little buildings, if they can fit. No, not quite. So that's where I've gone wrong. I've made it too narrow. Right, let's have a rethink then, rejig. So we've obviously got, well, actually, we've got this road anyway, which is the college. So if we had, maybe say, a small little park or a plaza. Just thinking, like, what would people have? They'd have somewhere to, like, play or relax outside of that, maybe. So, like, one of those, just so there's a little park, and then we would have small alleyway off the back. Is that going to be right? Maybe, maybe, maybe not. Probably not, but we will see. And then we've got the special buildings. So we've got you. That could fit. And then we've got you that can sit next to it, and you that can sit next to that. Is that a bit weird? Quite possibly. But they could be the new modern extension. And you're all facing the park. And then you've got a back bit. No, you're too big. You're too big. Let's delete you all and move you to the other side. Not that I need to use up all those buildings, but they're quite nice to have. Maybe if that's what we do. Give them a little bit of space, because these are like unique buildings. Maybe these are where the doctors are. And then we can again put like a little... And then we can use some little let that bit grow in. So that's like a little built up area for the people. The students can look out over the back. Look, they've got accommodation that looks out over to there, which is quite cute. And then you've got a little path that leads out onto the streets. And then we can put some, I'm thinking like this, but that might be completely the wrong vibe. I don't know. We'll just see what grows in. It might not work, but I just wanted to see if we could get some interesting, you know, houses and accommodation that comes off the back of the university. Equally, you would expect there to be some shops. So again, maybe if we actually have some like EU mixed shops just down here around the front. Well, again, we'll see what grows in, if anything grows in, because at the moment it seems to be working at a snail's pace. This whole area, things aren't growing in very obviously at the moment, but I'm just anticipating that you would have a little bit of student accommodation, maybe some accommodation for like some of the staff, some of the teachers that live near this whole big campus, because it is a pretty big built up area. And then obviously we've got the train line growing in there as well. Maybe it will just, we'll do it all the way along and just see what kind of we get from that, if anything at all. And then we can go from there. But yeah, it's all growing in all right. Not too shabby. This area is still... nothing wants to grow in right yet, which, fair enough. You know, I'm not gonna snub anybody for not wanting to live in our shopping district. We've got a fair few people walking around. You know, this is a pretty touristic hotspot. Same with the central bank and the welfare office. You know. Ooh, I just saw that fire in the distance. Holy moly. I thought that was really far away, and it turns out it's absolutely not. It's right on site. I don't know what we can do about it. We haven't even got a firehouse. Oh, we have got a firehouse in this area, but we haven't got anything else. Helicopter depot. I'm sure we could shove one in. There you go. We've got a helicopter depot now. Go on, mate. Tackle the fires. Oh, bless. Oh, look at the high school. Oh, dear. Oh dear, what a shame. What a shame. You poor things. Oh, you've got access. Shush, quiet. They will all rebuild, maybe, potentially. Fingers crossed. I didn't even clock that fire in the distance. And then we've got some water issues as well, because all my water comes from over here. What is our water uptake like? Oh no, we're okay. It's more probably just not funneling across. In fact, we've got something. You've been damaged by wind. Well, that is just fan-dabby-dozy, isn't it, darling? Everyone's trying to just take down Venice. People don't want to see Venice succeed, which is just rude. But so our tram line is okay. We've got lots of people using it, and then our train line is also okay. We've got 163 and 700. So all in all, we have 45,000 people. So still a massive ton of people. And actually, by putting in our subway, what can we see? Traffic is gone. People are now driving in pretty easily because we've got other modes of transport and everybody can, for example, get the subway. So hopefully that's going to solve our problem in the future. No, we've got vehicles, you're just being a knob. Love this building. Geological research. Look how modern it is. It's beautiful. Let's put a few paths around it. But I was hoping to let this bit grow in a bit more, but I think we're going to hit a bit of a wall where things don't want to grow in right now, and I can't be asked. So I'm going to leave this episode here. I'll probably leave it running, and when I come back to the next episode, hopefully we'll have a more built-up area rather than this, which is sparse to say the least. But the whole area of Venice is starting to really pick up. It's just something that I think it's hit a wall. We need to now get past the wall and then expand and grow at the next bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys soon, and have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you for watching. Bye.